You are now listening to.
Oh, they're coming to rob us and rape us, and they're coming.
I don't know where you're hearing that, but literally nobody's saying that.
I know
Hash Brown, my
English
man.
people that aren't supposed to be here,
Aw, man,
but I
Hash
don't
Brown.
complain about them.
That's a cool
them,
dude.
them.
I'm not trying to out
like,
you, but
give
I
me in a
want
gotcha
dude.
moment.
No gotchas.
He's
'cause
one
I do
mean
gotchas, but it's
dude,
not a
that
gotcha.
corn pop.
Okay?
I mean, Hash Brown.
I had an old buddy of mine that said, "If you don't look down, it's not gay."
If you don't look down, not gay. Think what? You can have sex with the same dude. I mean, girl.
Stop it, please.
Right.
How many times do I have to call? These people should not be shopping at 3 a.m. out of a dumpster
Right.
filled with scrap metal.
But in the event of an emergency, your regular exit might not be the quickest or safest.
Hey, this emergency exit is painted on.
There's no way out. There's no way out.
Yo! That's right. This is emergency exit. No good intro today. So, because Jimmy's not here. You know how it goes. Shh. This is episode 134. Today is December 16th, 2019. It is again 10 p.m. on Channel 10 in our floating tin can. Far above the world. I'm Los. I'm on Twitter at That's Right Los. Joining me as always and making sure we're streaming, and we are streaming, right?
We are streaming.
Well,
we're
of course.
streaming
Is-
and beaming and stringing.
We got Brandon, the hard hat Mitchell, right
I don't
there.
know which
There he
camera I'm
is.
looking at. I think I'm looking at
This
that one. I think.
There he is. Hey, buddy.
What's up, people?
We'll point. Touch
Carlos-
your fingers there. Touch your
Yeah.
fingers.
Yeah.
There you go.
Where
That's
you
good.
at?
There
Okay.
you go.
I'm hungry, man.
Oh,
I'm real
he's hungry.
Yeah.
Why are you hungry, Brando?
I had some wisdom teeth pulled on Friday, man, and it's been rough having this liquid diet. All the protein drinks are expensive, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I spent like $25 on them today
Just to make sure you get the protein because you can't eat.
because I can't eat. I've probably already lost like 5 pounds.
That's good. It's a good diet.
I don't
right?
have a lot to lose, man. I'm gonna
It's a
shrivel
good
into
diet.
nothing.
You got a good diet.
But man, this shirt is fitting me nice and good.
Well, finally, I mean, someone's losing weight. It's not me, dude.
Yeah,
Look at
I
this
mean, I
gut
guess that's
over
one
here,
good thing to
Jesus.
come from it. I can't eat, but either way,
Welcome, friends, on Facebook. Hash Brown. He's one mean dude. Jesse James, my man. I actually got
Hash
a buddy
Brown.
named Jesse James.
my man.
That's right. Let's go. Let's see. Long time friend checking in. Hope all is well. All is well, man. Good for checking in. This is Emergency Exit. Normally, it's a political show where me and my friend Jimmy Presto, I think we're calling him Preston nowadays, but Jimmy Preston, where we talk about politics. He's more on the left. I'm more center right, but together trying to find common ground. It's not happening today. I've got a couple things we can talk about, sort of political, and then we're going to go into doing our fun videos, watching videos, having some fun, taking your comments, taking your calls. Once again, maybe I hadn't even mentioned it before. Our number is right here, 512-477-2440. Give us a call. I know Rob's out there. He's our number one fan, and I picked on him a little. I picked on him a little too much last week. Maybe he's not watching today. But of course, we're live on Facebook, Twitch, Periscope, Twitter, and we're not on YouTube.
Ready?
So who could that be? Let's find out. You are on the air. What's your name?
Hey, it's Rob.
My man, Rob. So what's up, man? It's good to hear from you again.
didn't pick on me, man. I heard you say that.
It was
You're
pick-
all right.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. You're good.
He's a good dude.
You're a good dude.
Rob, you're a good man.
You're not a corn pop. You're not
Well,
corn
thank
pop.
you.
How was your week? What did you do this week?
Well, I've been watching all the impeachment stuff, man. I know you've been drinking the Kool-Aid, but I'm telling you, man, it's pretty obvious to anyone with an IQ over 1 that we have a criminal enterprise going on the Republican Party.
I'm sorry you think that way, man. It's a bummer, but we'll soon see that this has all just been, maybe there's other things you can impeach him on. I think what they have him with is, of course, they got the abuse of power, which is very vague, which they put out that like nearly 700-page report. Like anyone's going to freaking read that. Jesus, Murphy. And
I think
then
it's 600, and really you only need to read 150 pages
true.
of it, and it lays out a whole lot of crimes that aren't in the impeachment, the two
my
counts.
question is that they started this thing with quid pro quo, and then they went to bribery. Why aren't we seeing bribery as one of those
It's in the
impeachment
report.
articles?
It's in the report. It's just not one of the articles of impeachment.
Well,
For this country, you have to keep things so simple.
it's true. You're not wrong about that, Rob. Well, you know what's going to happen. Of course, we all know it's just going to go to the Senate, not going to do anything, and then we're going to be back to normal. Well, probably another.
With Trump as president, there is no such thing as normal.
Well, I mean, that is
Abnormal,
that
I
is
will
your
agree.
opinion, Rob. You know, things are
Hey,
doing.
I've had a question I've been wanting to ask
Go
you,
ahead.
and I never get to it.
Okay.
So look, you know that Trump's lawyer Cohen, he's in prison right now, correct?
Yeah, it's worst lawyer
And
ever.
Trump is the guy that told him to do that crime, who is the unindicted felon in that case, right? You've seen that paperwork.
That he did what? That he told Michael Cohen to pay Stormy Daniels?
It was a conspiracy between Trump and Cohen to pay off Stormy Daniels in the Playboy model.
Well, there's reasonable doubt that he had nothing to do with it, and he just did that on his own accord.
Wait a minute. You're saying all these federal courts that call Trump the unindicted co-conspirator #1, they've all got it wrong, but you're on the conspiracy crap again.
Well, there's no. I don't. Correct me if I'm wrong, but there's no evidence of him actually telling Cohen. Cohen didn't say. Cohen did Cohen say he was directed by Donald Trump?
It's he is unnamed in the
Matter of fact,
indictment.
we read some of that stuff, and some of those impressions especially from the beginning of the intro where Jimmy is
still
talking. He's
spinning.
doing his
You're
Michael
just
Cohen
spinning.
impression.
You can't even answer that question honestly, man.
And answer what question, honestly?
That right there shows you that Donald Trump's already an unindicted felon. That's going to be the first charge that hits him when he loses next November.
What if he doesn't lose next November?
I don't think it's going to happen.
You don't think?
I
Well,
think
I didn't
there's
think
too
he was
many
going to win in the
people
first
this
place
country
either.
that support him,
All the
that just are sick of him, just sick of the.
there are
every day
literally
this
millions
man in
of
our
new.
head.
There are literally millions of new Trump supporters. And about this impeachment thing. I like peaches, but we're talking about impeachment. You know, the Democrats have put forth
Hey, how
this.
about this?
Hold up a
Did
second,
you
Rob.
see the newest
The
Fox
Democrats.
News poll?
Hold up a second. The Democrats had put out all this stuff, and there's not. It shows how bipartisan this actually, or how partisan this actually is. It's not a bipartisan impeachment whatsoever. Matter of fact, you've got nothing but Democrats, and there's going to be only a few Democrats that aren't going to vote for it, and then one that's actually completely switching over to the Republican Party. But yet, no Republicans are even for this article of impeachment. It's showing that it's a political mumbo jumbo circus that's going on here. Why can't anybody convince the Republicans, or are all the
Break my
Republicans just
heart.
out of their
You
mind?
really do, because I know you're a hell of a lot smarter than I'm starting to think that Jimmy's right when he says you're just trolling people. Because I just cannot accept that you actually believe this stuff in your head.
Do you know any conservatives in your life?
Unfortunately, I do.
Unfortunately, you do. What does that mean? Who are they?
I think that conservatives are people who have not mentally evolved, and they have really no empathy. They don't want to help anybody, man. I just don't dig it. And they all say they're
Man,
Christians, but not a
you
damn one of them has ever read the Sermon on the Mount.
Rob, you sneaky Pete, man, you say you're this hippie guy, but you got
And
nothing
I
but
have
hate in
studied
your
these
heart, man.
people.
You got nothing but hate.
Since the 50s, I have watched these people claim to be Christians, and I will tell you they've never read the Sermon on the Mount, because their top boy, Jesus, tells them to do everything that they don't do.
I don't think that's true.
Man, come on, dude.
Oh
You
man,
know better than that. Look at what they're doing to those poor kids on the border.
what poor kids on the border? Putting them in
Kids
cages?
that are locked up away from their parents with aluminum blankets, dying in the bathroom.
Oh man, where'd you hear that?
You didn't see that kid died of the flu? They didn't take him to the hospital. They threw him in a concrete
Do you
cell with
honestly
another
think?
sick
Let me ask
kid,
you a question, Rob.
and
Do
then
you
he
honestly
goes into
think?
the bathroom throwing up
Okay, I
blood,
get your
and then
point.
they, like 2 hours later,
Second, I'm
come in
talking to
there and
Jimmy
the
over
other
here.
kid found him dead.
Hey, okay, so let me ask you: do you honestly think people at the border here are so vindictive and hateful that they're just going to let somebody die, or do you think they tried everything to try to help somebody?
They let him die.
See, dude, I don't know if you have any humanity in your heart. What if it was like, what if this government was run by Democrats and this was going on? Would you say the same thing?
I don't think it would be going on.
See, this is the
This is
problem.
an
This is the
insane
divide that we have
politics
here.
that we have
If
here.
you cannot
Nobody's
turn
ever
this guy
done
down
this
while I'm
before.
talking, if you can't look at the other side and at least be able to see where they're coming from, like you, Rob, you absolutely have no. You say, "Oh, I think they have no empathy." That's you showing you have no empathy. That is you projecting all your hate, all your everything onto people that you don't understand because you think that they're some way evil. You know, I've seen lots of these hero movies, and you have the anti-hero, or you even have the villain. The villain, a lot of times, like you're like Thanos. Thanos thinks he's doing the world a favor, that he's doing good by eliminating half the. You know, you're sort of like Thanos in a way, except not as strong, I bet. But
No, I feel empathy for the people that just haven't mentally evolved, that still have that whole lizard brain thing going on.
man, you don't know a thing about me, but you think that I'm this conservative.
No,
You know that I'm a
think
moderate.
You're trolling. I
that
think you're too damn intelligent to actually believe the crap you spew.
Well, see, I think that's where we have this disagreement, because you think that I'm so smart that there's no way you actually believe stuff like that. Well, guess what? I do
No,
believe that.
because,
So
dude,
does that
all
shatter
you're
your
about
world,
is
man?
Conspiracy,
Dude,
man.
you shattered my world.
Conspiracy.
Conspiracy my ass. How about this whole Russia thing that happened for 2.5 years? And, you know, it turned out as a big nothing burger. He didn't collude.
No, they could not get. Trump would not testify. He lied in his written answers. It's pretty well proven. If you're contacting
pretty well proven that-
170 times Russian people, your campaigns contact them, you're colluding, dude.
No. Okay, well, dude, first of all, we all know now that the IG report came out with Horowitz and what's his name, that the FBI accepted this FISA thing based on the Steele dossier, which turns out to be completely fabricated. And by the way, hold up, Rob. By the way, you're worried about Trump going to Russians or Ukrainians to get dirt, to dig up dirt on a political adversary.
He is a Russian puppet, dude.
Bro, you
That
don't
is
know
so
shit.
obvious
Listen
for
here, bro.
anyone to see.
Listen here. So what's the difference between the DNC, which was paying Fusion GPS, who paid Christopher Steele to write up this dossier? That is straight up what you are saying that Donald Trump is doing. He's trying to work with a foreign agent to try to dig up dirt. That is literally what the Steele dossier is, paid for by DNC. What are you talking about with this BS?
Correct? Come on, man. Tell the truth.
About what?
The Steele dossier was begun by a Republican group. See, I can't remember which candidate
Bro,
it was. They were seeking oppo on him.
No, it was
So they were
by
gonna
the
give the other
See,
Republican
this is
candidates.
maybe
And
you
then
should look
they-
into this a
for
little.
that
Just
reason they
Rob, Jesus Murphy. Maybe you should look into it a little bit more and find out that in the IG report, it is known, and it's been known forever, that the DNC paid Fusion GPS, and then Fusion GPS paid Christopher Steele to get this dossier.
See, you're on the conspiracy stuff again, man.
Bro, you know this was just, didn't you? I thought you've been watching the hearings. This
I
is
have
exactly
been
what they were saying on the
watching, and
hearings.
You heard something completely different from what I heard.
Okay, so you think it was paid for by the RNC?
I
For
think
Trump,
the Steele
to try
report
to
has
keep
nothing
Trump
to do
from,
with nothing. The FBI knew that there was contacts flying between Trump's campaign and the Russians. People in the ex-KGB. That's enough to go. You start looking.
Bro, I think
You
you've had a
start
little
getting
too
bugged.
much. I think you're a little burnt out hippie on this one, man. You need to actually
Hillary
look
had
into
it
this
right
shit
when
a
she
little
called
more.
him a puppet. That's all he is a puppet.
Well, you know, whatever you say, this puppet is going to be your president for another 4 years. Maybe make it another 16 years. Why
Dude,
not?
I'm calling you the week after the election that if y'all show is still on, which it should be, and I'm gonna just laugh my ass off.
Okay, that's fine. I encourage you to do that, and when he does, and dude, but to do the same, I'm not gonna do the same thing. I'm actually gonna be like, well, you know, hopefully you guys will give him a chance to be a good person. Instead, it's like we have to deal with something. It's not even we. Like, I wasn't always a Trump supporter, but I can see that he's not as bad as you fucking as you
Wait
talk
a
about.
minute, 3 years,
think-
and you're
hey,
saying
Rob.
I have not seen one good day with this son of a bitch.
Hey, Rob.
Okay.
Hey, I got a question for you. Are you already? So you're talking about you're going to call in after the next election, but are you already trying to find ways that he's going to be illegitimate if he were to win in the next election?
Yeah.
I'm just curious.
If he wins, it's not because he did it on its own. It's obviously because there's Russian Russian hackers and Ukrainian hackers and
You know
Chinese hackers.
I believe
and who else is
I'll
our
listen
enemy?
to what the FBI tells us. I won't listen to Attorney General Barr because
Oh, my
he's a
God.
joke.
Dude,
But
don't,
the
for a
FBI
hippie, you
will
have a
let
lot
us
of
know
trust
if
in the
there's any
government.
crap going
First of
on.
all, you are not a hippie, bro. You're like one of those. Come on, you have trust in the government. Get over
How about
yourself.
I'm the kind of hippie that fought Richard Nixon and fought the Vietnam War.
Hey, dude.
I fight injustice.
Hey, you were in the war. Did you fight for us, bud?
Hell no, man. Draft dodger. I stopped the
Oh,
draft.
what a hippie. Okay, you're a hippie, I guess.
yeah, that's a real hippie.
But listen, don't have so much faith in your
war,
government,
man.
bro. Don't have so much faith in your government.
Well, you know what, dude? You're over 18.
I'm at
you
least
can
18.
judge human beings.
Yeah, no, I no,
any
no
any
doubt
of the
about it.
Democrats, you can just listen to them talk, and you can see that those are people you can trust. You listen to Lindsey Graham, my God, that man is a piece of crap.
Did you just say you can look at the Democrats and when you hear them talk, you know that those are people you could trust?
Listen to them talk. How
Dude,
they
I don't
talk
even
is
feel that way about
common
Republicans, dude. I don't even feel that way
sense.
about
They sound
Republicans,
like
and you're doing this
insane
about
fucking
Democrats?
maniacs.
Bro, what is wrong? What is up?
Because
I'm
I just can't
super
believe
surprised
that
by
you
you.
were just so Kool-Aided out, man. That
Dude,
you're just.
I'm cool,
You're too
man. I must have
smart.
drinking some dude. It's probably grape flavored Kool-Aid. Is that a reference to Jonestown?
I don't know.
That's
if it was
insensitive.
I didn't watch
That's
that
insensitive
story
as hell.
the night it broke. That was
Because that was
horrible.
not Kool-Aid. That was Flavor Aid.
Oh, you got a point there.
I freaking knew it.
Well, I'll take your word for it. That was a horrible night. I hate to say it.
Well, a horrible night. Well, you get used to more of them, man. At least 16 more years with Donald Trump, man, is going to be sweet, don't you think?
Oh, listen to you. No, man, I'm afraid Donald Trump's done run his race.
Do you think he's going to, like, once, let's say he doesn't win, 2020, do you think he's going to leave the office?
Well, we'll find out.
Do you think
We'll
they're going to have to?
take care of
Do you
that.
think they're
We
going to
got a lot
have
of
to yank him
people on the
and
Democratic
pull
side
him,
in the House and Senate?
pull
that
him
ain't
by his
scared of the
his
man
wig
like all the
and pull him out
Republicans.
of the White House? Do you think that's going to have to happen, or do you think he's going to be like, okay, I'm gone. I thought you guys loved me, but
You
forget it.
know,
I'm
when he
out.
loses, he's going to be the one crying about conspiracies and this crap
Wait,
and
you
that
mean
crap.
like the way?
Wait, hang on.
The way like Hillary Clinton was saying that the Russians helped him win and it's illegitimate, and how
No,
the
well, hang on. If we're gonna talk about conspiracies and like people winning, hang on, let me change that over. Who's the non-winner for was it Georgia or Alabama?
That's right,
What's her
Stacey
name?
Stacey Abrams.
Yeah, she's still contesting that she won. Like, come on, just
Voter
accept your
suppression
loss
this
and
and
plan
BS like
for
that.
the next election.
Look, y'all are so terrified of people of color becoming the majority. You got to scrub voter
You know,
rolls.
I'm a
You gotta
person of
shut
color. You
down
know that, right, bro?
places where they
He's a
can-
person of
people
color
can
too.
vote.
Hey, hold up a second. What's your ethnicity, by the way? Are you a white guy? Are you?
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm half Irish, half Swedish, which
Okay,
means
so
I'm
don't-
too
don't
drunk
go-
to be
Much wider than
productive.
that.
Don't go talking to me about your. I don't like POCs. My name is Carlos, bro. Do you think
Yeah,
I'm this
I
white guy
dig
or
it,
something?
dude, but
This guy's a
there's
Native
something
American,
about
for
you
Christ's sake.
seem to like old
You're
white
talking
men
about I don't like
ruling
POCs,
you.
bro. I'm a POC. You're the one trying to tell me that I don't like somebody because they're a person of color. That's ridiculous, bro. My
Okay,
mom's
dude,
a
guess what? You're
Filipina
one of
immigrant.
there's like always 2 black people and 3 or 4 Hispanics at Trump rallies. And I don't know why that would be, you know. I never could understand why a gay person would be a Republican.
I don't know if you've ever been to a Trump rally. You should look up conservative blacks for Trump or Latinos for Trump.
That is a bunch of jokes.
Oh, they're a
Those
joke.
are
Bunch of
people that
Uncle
have been
Toms,
bought
are
and
they?
paid for.
Bunch of Uncle Toms, are they?
What's that now?
Bunch of Uncle Toms, right?
I didn't say that.
That's what you're
I
thinking,
would
you
never
white
say
boy.
that. That's
You
something
white
that
boy.
would come from a
I know what you're
Republican's
thinking.
mouth.
You're a guy that would punch somebody wearing a MAGA hat, right? Like,
I'm a guy that voted for Barack Obama twice and gave him up to $500 each time he ran.
you're
That's
not
the
racist
kind of
then, that's for
president
sure.
we need
If
right
anything,
now,
you
a
are.
man, someone
It's
who
not a
ain't
racist,
crazy.
man. That's for sure, because you donated to a black man. That makes you a hero and
I
a
supported
scholar.
that man 100%. Because you know what? I could go to sleep at night and not worry about the world being blown up while I was sleeping. Donald Trump, it's a gamble.
Okay,
You're
all right,
gonna
all
wake
right.
up
You're
and
funny,
see
dude.
the world the next morning.
You must be trolling. Nobody actually thinks that, bro. Really? Come on. You're
I
joking.
don't trust Trump. That's as far as I can spit.
Man, he's just like you, though, man. It's like he's just like you, bro. You know,
Really? I bet you Donald Trump don't go and help people. That's what
Hey, I don't know
try to
about you.
do.
Didn't you see him at Puerto Rico throwing paper towels?
You're trolling.
Hey, hold up,
dude.
hold up,
You're
hold up. Hey,
trolling.
hold up,
You
Rob.
are. You're faking. You
You're
are not
faking it,
conservative.
man. You're
Hey, hold
faking.
up, hold up, Rob. You want to talk about that Trump's never helped anybody? What about the $4 billion bill that he signed to help? Was it
Autism.
autism? Autism, and not only just for autism research, but for the caregivers of people with autism.
What about them trillions of dollars he gave to the top 1% of the top 1%? Woo, boy.
What are you talking about? Are you talking about the money? Are you talking about the money that he donates?
For the middle class.
Are you talking about his monthly salary that he ends up giving? He does not take a
He's
salary.
stealing that much every day from the United States government.
So, well, okay.
All right.
Anyways,
I'll let you
hey.
go, man. I've been too.
Let me
too
ask you a
much
question since
time.
I got you on the air right now. So we're going to talk about the OK hand symbol. Are you aware that this is a hate symbol by
Yes,
chance?
I understand it's white power, and it's also that game and those cadets at the football game.
Yeah, we were going to talk about there was a vicious sighting of white supremacy at the Army versus Navy football game. Do you ever watch that game at all?
Yeah, I saw all the footage of the cadets sticking their fingers up, and I don't know if that's the game or if that's white power.
Did
but
you
I
ever
do
play that
know
game?
the
Well,
white
we'll get into
power
that in a
Nazis
second there, but
infiltrate
Rob,
our military.
Rob, it's good to talk to you, man. We'll see you next week, man, huh?
Okay, bro.
All right, brother. Take care now. Peace out, Rob.
And I am
Good night,
hippie.
Rob.
Anyways, if you're unfamiliar, according to the far left, far right, and white supremacists use what's known as the OK hand symbol to signify what, you might ask? Well, to openly show that they are indeed the white supremacists that you are seeking. You see, when you're performing this new wave Zig Heil, you got to do, that's right here. So I hope we don't get flagged for this, but I guess you can see right here, it makes a W and then makes a P. So I guess that means white power. At least that's it seems sort of weird here.
I hate to interrupt you real quick, but I got a buddy texting me and saying that Trump has given much larger pay raises than Obama did in his 8 years in service. And my buddy, he's in the Navy.
What
like
do you
firsthand
know?
knowledge.
What
He's been
do you
giving
know?
more money to them and their families. But yet,
Well, he just did that paid paternity leave, maternity leave. He signed a bunch of stuff. It's been a good week for Mr. President.
but it's so weird. You don't hear about any of that, right?
Well, I hear about it. You
Well,
hear
sure,
about it,
yeah.
but we don't. It's a shame that they withhold information, and that's what he talks about when he says it's fake news. It's like you only report on stuff that's going to get you clicks and get you some money for the clicks, instead of talking about the good stuff that he does. For instance, I don't know. I was going to talk about the Title VI thing with the. We won't get into the new executive order, but I wanted to keep going into this hate symbol. So it's also this OK symbol is listed as a hate symbol by the Anti-Defamation League. You're on the air. Who's this?
All right. Hey, it's Neil. Hello.
Neil, what's up, man?
Just killing time here.
Can you hear us?
You know what? I went down to check on Jimmy
Yeah.
because he's on some play, and I thought he was faking it the whole time, but no, he's actually down there, in a play.
Yeah, he
at
was
Sam's Point.
He was going to be right here next to me, and he's got his play going. The Honky Tonk Christmas, by the way. That's
Right,
what it's called.
that's right.
Tonight was
I
the
did.
last night, and he's going to be back next week. Did you watch the show, Neil?
I watched. You're talking about his play, right?
Yeah, the play.
Yes, I watched about. Tell you the truth, I watched about 5 minutes.
Why is that? You had to bail?
Well, I was coming from work. I was leaving work.
Okay.
That place is not very far away. I didn't have anything but my hoodie. Tell you the truth, it was cold out there. I just went to see Jimmy.
It's outside. It's not inside.
No, it's outside.
Ooh, that's a tough place to be. Any heaters going on out there?
No, everybody's out there in lawn chairs and like blankets. Like they're prepared for this. I suppose
Okay.
they've done it there before or something.
Oh yeah, I think it's a tradition now. But yeah, I get it. I guess I would bring a nice big fleece with me. Hell yeah, why not?
Parking lot was full and everything.
Yeah, it's becoming a tradition for those old punk rockers that are still here in Austin. Didn't make it to the
Yeah.
big leagues.
Well, Sam's Point is a real hole in the wall. I mean, not to
I've
give
been there
anything,
once or twice.
say anything bad about it.
I used to go there to do blues jams with old Andy Blanton, man. Old Andy Blanton.
Wow. It seems like it's in the middle of a damn neighborhood almost.
Yeah. So what else, man? You just heard Rob going off for a while. He's our regular caller nowadays, man.
Rob's, I couldn't figure him out. I was surprised. He gave those fellas a little bit of slack on the white power thing. He said he wasn't sure that they were white supremacists.
How about that, dude?
So that's the only place where he gave a little bit of slack to anyone.
Well, here's my thing about this. I guess the cat's out of the bag that we know that I can go ahead and say, yeah, let's say that's racist, right? Let's just say that, right? But everywhere I'm seeing it where people are getting in trouble, it's when it's down like this. And it's doing the MP. It's not doing the WP. It's definitely doing an MP.
No, man. See, when you're holding it down like how you are, that's the circle game.
You play the circle game.
It's
It's got to be under your
It's got to be
waist.
below your waist. And that's when you nail it. Like it's documented. Like on 4chan, like you can go back and trace it. Like it's known that they said, "Hey, let's get one over on everybody."
Well, let me
and
ask
fuck
you.
with
So
them.
if that is the white power still, like if I was to straighten up my arm and just do one of those and not lift it up all the way, is that Zig Heiling? Like is that an upside down Zig Heil? Like if I just stiffen up my fingers, my thumb and my arm and I don't raise it up, I'm just stiff. Is that a Zig Heil too?
Well,
seems like they're using that as like that's definitely not it. I can get it. If you show palm when you do this, we can go. Okay, we can say, all right, maybe in the context of you being a white supremacist, whatever, we can say that you're trying to say white pride. But if you're doing something like this, and obviously if you're a dude, you've played this game, or at least a cool dude. Not all dudes have played it, but if you're a cool dude like me, bro, we played it, man. You go out there, you try to put your finger through it. If you don't want to get hit, but otherwise, it doesn't matter. That's the thing about the circle game. It's not prejudice at all. If you look at the circle, no matter who you are, black, white, red, yellow, brown, you're going to get a punch to the arm.
They showed that on Ferris Bueller. That's the movie where it was demonstrated, right?
You know what? I can't recall, but I think that's right.
They did that. They talked about it on The Five, and they showed the clip of Ferris Bueller describing the game in some show. Now, and they also went through a pretty good description because these cadets must have wanted to identify themselves as white supremacists so badly that they were willing to throw away their futures. You see what I'm saying?
You're absolutely right. Like if that was really them, like doing like Zig Heiling or whatever, let's pretend it's the same thing. Like, do you think like they want to. It's funny that they want to risk their whole career, their military career, on it just to show everybody in the world, hey, I'm a white supremacist, and you better
on
watch
live television,
right behind the president.
So that's kind of silly.
And
So,
I've talked to people at work about it. They'll be like, well, that there are white supremacists who have actually adopted that, and it's now there. I'm like, who are you talking to?
Right.
Who are these people that you're talking
about? Show me
a
picture.
Like, yeah, maybe one of them. Maybe you have some white supremacists who are doing that, but obviously they're part of the troll that started originally. It's like, okay, nobody owned dogs before Hitler, but Hitler was the first one. Now anyone that owns dogs, that's a stupid argument you'll hear righties say a lot, but it's not too far from the truth there. I mean,
yeah.
You can't say that that's, especially when it's down like that. We all know it's a circle game and everyone's going to fight for it, and these kids are probably going to be called out and something bad's going to happen to them. It's a shame, man.
I think that's where they will lose independent votes. And Rob will completely pretty much deny that, and he's on the other side. There's some people in the middle that are still flexible, and they'll listen to that, and they'll just say, no, that's silly, period.
Yeah, you make a point. It's like, I'm not on the right, man. Like, I agree with a lot of social policies. I'm a more libertarian than I am a conservative, and I'm more moderate than I am a libertarian. So moderate, I'm in the middle. I'm like a milquetoast fence sitter. A lot of things. I do stand on the right a little more, but to him, that is like he can understand why anybody would like try to think Trump was doing anything for good or besides anything. He couldn't believe that anyone would believe that he wouldn't do anything for himself. Like maybe he is trying to do some good stuff.
Yeah, it was. I think he made a good example of prejudice. You know what I mean? And he was absolutely, and it was prejudice about an opinion, and very, very firmly to not accept any other information that would, liberate his thought. So it's kind of interesting.
Well, I think about flat earthers a lot. They'll say things like, there's nothing you can say that's going to get me to change my mind about this issue. You're like, really? I don't think we're going to have a very productive conversation if you think that nothing I can say or show you is going to get you to change your mind. But they'll still talk to you as if, shit, man, I can change your mind about the flat earth. It's been a while since we talked to flat earthers. I thought they were dwindling as we were getting away from them, but no, they got Netflix movies made about them, and they've got their conference coming up in Dallas. I think it may be passed by now, but flat earthers, they're like people that believe what Rob believes, man. I think it's funny.
Right. Yeah, it is. It's kind of interesting, just the human psychology of it. Not that I'm not part of the whole thing, in a big way, or whatever. But it's kind of interesting anyway. No sense in getting too pissed off about it, like Jimmy does.
Yeah, you got that right. Are you his roommate?
No. No, wait a minute. I just know him through Lawson, and I worked with Lawson.
Okay, he was on the other show that we show.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
that's right.
I was spent a couple of years working with Lawson surveying in Georgetown.
Well, Jimmy is it's a wonderful character to be around. But as soon as the last 3 years, man, politics has really changed the way people talk and relate to each other. And I feel we can get back to normalcy. But as long as people have this illusion of intent that they have about Donald Trump, we can't go very far. I mean, I can agree with a lot of things they say about Republicans in general and Democrats in general, but it's like anything that this guy says or does is inherently bad, and I can't wait for him to be fired or leave, or he's not going to leave. They think the worst, that he's going to be ejected out in 2020 and he's never going to leave. Like, he's just going to sit there and hang on to the desk at the Oval Office until they yank him out. Like, that's honestly how they think, and I don't think we're going to get very far in discourse if they can't see things through our eyes for once in a while.
Right. I think the other side, I think that's true. I'm pretty much 100% or whatever, 90% for Trump. But I would recognize that he our society is not capable of having him as a president, even though he's not doing anything particularly wrong, terribly wrong. He's so divisive. Even if they're being mean or something, whatever. As a whole, we just can't. The other side always has to be babied a little bit.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
And he does not do that.
No, he doesn't treat anybody with kid gloves, including kids. I mean, I saw him during the Halloween thing where he's handing out candies. He's just, putting candies on top of kids' heads. No big deal.
Right.
But that was national. I don't think it was that national. But all that stuff. There was that one Don Lemon put up where it was Donald Trump as Thanos goes up there and he clicks his fingers just like in the movie, and then you see Nancy Pelosi in the next cut scene, and then the dust rolls by and she disappears, and Don Lemon's like, "Really? Are we in junior high school?"
Right. Yeah, I saw the
Like he
clip.
just could not handle that people joke. Like this was put out by Trump himself and his conspirators or whatever. Conspirators? What? That's a weird word. His spiders coming after him. No, yeah, his buddies that are paying for these ads or whatever. I think it's hilarious when he puts that stuff out and people just go nutty, and really shows how far left the media has really gone if they're doing that. The Rocky thing that we talked about a couple weeks ago.
Right. Yeah.
How they can't take that their jokes, and he's a funny guy. He pardoned that turkey for Thanksgiving. He's like, yeah, we pardoned these turkeys, but we just heard that Adam Schiff has subpoenaed them for the impeachment process. The guy's hilarious, man.
Hey, real quick, speaking on the
What's up?
Thanksgiving, my buddy, so apparently Trump snuck away from Florida to D.C., but he flew to fucking Afghanistan to eat Thanksgiving
hung
dinner
out with
the soldiers.
The guy's all about the
But
soldiers,
no,
man.
but where was that?
Yeah.
I had no idea that happened.
Yeah, well, dude, it's not the narrative. It doesn't fit the
Oh,
narrative.
that's right.
It just
Fuck.
does not fit the narrative.
I keep forgetting that.
Much like what's going on here with the latest terrorist attacks we've had here in America. We had that too. That was the one that happened on Tuesday in New Jersey or New York. It was Jersey City. Two crazy people opened fire on a kosher market in Jersey City. It's part of an hours-long attack that left 6 people dead. And Rashida Tlaib, the congresswoman from, I think it's Michigan. She posted up saying something like, "White supremacy, man. Can't believe we got to deal with this," referring to...
It was Tlaib, I think. But anyway.
Yeah. What did I say? I said Rashida Tlaib?
Oh, maybe you did. Oh, I didn't recognize the first name.
Rashida Tlaib, yeah. Well, she puts this tweet out. If you go to 2C, link 2C, Tlaib, 43, has been accused of anti-Semitism for comments she has made attacking Israel. The Democrat is a staunch defender of boycott, divest, and sanctions movement. That's BDS. In July, the freshman Democrat compared boycotting Israel to the U.S. boycotting Nazi Germany during World War II here. And so she had, let me see if I can get to a good spot. If you can go ahead and scroll up, we'll roll this up here until you get to her tweet where it says, "This is heartbreaking. White supremacy kills." Of course, she's talking about this Jersey shooting where I think it was 5 or 7 people, if I'm not mistaken. I'm so sorry, 6 people, if I'm getting all these. But find out the 2 that are suspected. They are suspected to have ties with the Black Hebrew Israelites, and it's the same kind that everyone ignored during the Covington kid thing with the MAGA wearing a hat, with the kid at the stairs, with the Native American who wasn't Native American, who said he was a vet but didn't happen not to be a vet. Geez. But those kind, the Black Israelites, if you watch the actual video of of that interaction, that's what we were talking about.
Yeah, I watched it.
And, of course, we're talking about Rashida Tlaib saying, "Oh, horrible." And, of course, this reminds me of the Christchurch shooting here when we had who was it? Well, none of the mainstream Democrats said anything. They still remain silent to this day about those. They do say something like Easter worshipers. Remember when they did the Easter worshipers thing? Oh, instead of saying Christians.
Yeah.
You remember all that.
Right.
And it's very much like those Easter worshiper things. The mainstream Democrats, politicians to this day remain silent about it. And that's the reason why it doesn't fit their narrative. And as soon as she found out that it was black Hebrew Israelites, she deleted it and said nothing. Gaslighting, same kind of stuff that they accuse Donald Trump of. This seems even worse, I believe, because we have this new thing that Donald Trump put out, this executive order targeting anti-Semitism and Israel boycotts on college campuses. I don't know how to feel about this exactly. I mean, it basically makes it so that it makes it so that Judaism is considered not just a race or not just a religion, but an actual nationality. So that it will fit into Title VI. Here, I'm gonna read through what I have here because I had more stuff on it here.
Yeah, I don't even quite understand that myself, but I mean that whole thing is a little tricky. But
you're right.
Yeah,
very informed on this podcast. But in a way, this executive order simply expands Title VI of the Civil Rights Act to include religion, not just sex or race, involving programs and activities receiving federal financial assistance. That's all that really says. It doesn't say anything about this is an executive order all around the world, all around the country, saying you can't hate on Jews or something. You can't. They're basically saying if you can be critical of you can be critical of Judaism, but you can't say that they're hook-nosed bastards ruling the world or whatever. I don't know. Maybe you can say that. I definitely don't think that you should be able to limit anyone's speech. So I'm not really sure. But from what I understand, genetic tests can find out if you're a descendant of a Jew. So it sort of makes sense to expand Title VI to include Judaism as not only a religion, but a nationality, a way of life, I guess, if you will.
I suppose I didn't know that. Yeah, but that is a deep subject, and you always get people getting all how dramatic about the whole situation, which is reasonable.
Sure. Well, this is someone that they call a Nazi or a Nazi sympathizer. This man is someone who signed such an order like this and commits the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem. So him being called like a Nazi or Nazi sympathizer is just being thrown around too much. Him being a racist is too much. Oh, he's saying that he wants to throw all the Mexicans out. I'll throw all the damn Mexicans out of here. He calls them rapists and murderers. So he says we need to take out the rapists and murderers and send them back. Oh, I mean, we should be getting rid of murderers and rapists anyways, but it doesn't really matter what skin color they have. But like I said, man, you shouldn't be limiting anyone's speech, any American speech. I don't care. That's how libertarian I am in that fashion. But you should be able to say whatever you want to anybody if you wanted to. Like I've always said, there's nothing wrong with hating gays. I mean, if you want to hate gay, whatever, that's your prerogative. But there's nothing. I mean, there is something wrong with it, but there's nothing wrong with it, like illegal about it. And I don't think they should do the same thing with, you should be able to do the same thing with Jews. You should be able to say whatever you want, criticize them as I would criticize Islam, like if anybody's going to be able to criticize Islam, you should be able to criticize Christianity. You should be able to criticize any religion and all religions. Some people just ignore that. It's weird that you say anything that's remotely, against a terrorist or something. You're Islamophobic or something. It's like, wait a minute. Why don't you have that about Jews? You're Jew-phobic or something. It just doesn't happen. I think it should be a whole thing. You can make fun of everybody. That's the bottom line. You can talk shit about anybody. You might get beat up, but that's illegal. I mean, I'm not saying you should be prepared for consequences like that. But, there is a religion that you can't even draw their profit without getting a fatwa on your head. And that's Christianity for you. That's Christianity for you.
And Trump did this. Trump went into that on his recent rally, which I enjoy. Like you say, the man is funny. I suppose I enjoy his rallies, but I suppose the next person thinks it's horrible or something. But he was talking about being anti-PC. When they were trying to throw the one lady out, there was a lady that was causing a fuss, and then they said, and the guards were being pretty nice with her. I don't know if you saw the film.
I didn't see it. They kicked somebody out of a rally, and she tried to say that they were rough, but video shows that they weren't rough.
Well, she was in a gated area, so she was like in an open area, all right? But the police were there, but were kind of afraid. They were like corralling her. They didn't want to touch her. And she just kept on going. And they finally kind of corralled her super nice. They were super nice to get her out. And then Trump said, at the restart of the rally, oh man, that cop was trying to be so PC. We're not that PC or something like that. That's what caused him to say that.
Oh, like he could have been a little bit more rougher to a jerk or
Right,
something.
yes.
Yeah, like, oh, he's being a little too PC. We like to beat him around here. We like to slap him around a bit.
They were really babying her. I mean, it was embarrassing, really. And I've thrown a gal off stage myself at Antone's because I've worked the stage there. And I threw a gal off the stage. You don't fuck around because you're right in front of everybody else. You look like a dumbass if you don't.
You got to push him off, get him into the back of the crowd somehow.
Right. Don't be nice because it's a chick. There's no way. You look awful if you just do that.
What's up, Jimmy? I think he wants to try to probably give us a
Shout out
call
Jimmy.
if he's there. Well, Neil, do you want to talk about anything else? Anything on your mind?
That's the whole thing.
Well, Neil, you're good. You're one of the good ones. Rob's one of the good ones too. He's just, he needs to.
Hard to tell sometimes.
It's just like he needs to be able to put it. He'll say the same thing to us. Like, you need to just be able to look at it through someone else's shoes. And I'm like, what are you talking about? You don't even do that with us. How can you expect us to do that with you if you don't try to do that with us? Which, by the way, you know that we understand liberals better, but liberals just don't seem to understand us very much.
I believe that.
It's crazy. Anyways, Neil, have a good night, man. It's good to talk to you. Merry Christmas. We'll see you next week.
Right. Yes, sir. All right, bye.
All right, man. All right, bye. He's very soft-spoken, that guy. He's like,
He
yeah,
is.
he's like,
I like
yes.
him. I like
You're
Neil.
making a
Hey, I
pretty-
like Rob too. Rob,
I
you're-
love Rob.
You're a good guy,
Rob's
man.
a great guy.
I like you. We just got
Neil's
different
just like-
views.
Neil's just like, yes, that's right. Oh God, yes, you got it. You're speaking the language there.
Epstein killed himself.
Who? Oh,
I mean, he did not kill himself.
he did not. Okay, yeah, you got me there for a second.
Yeah. Psych.
Well, anyways, we're gonna get to a break here pretty soon. I got through all the stuff here. The Title VI stuff, Easter worshipers, going against the narrative. Sort of talked with everybody. Time's gonna go slow. You give us a call, 477-2440 if you're here in Austin. Jimmy will be back next week. I know you guys are missing him. You're like, who the F is this guy? This guy over here that's doing a great job hosting by himself, of course. Oh, who could that be? You're on the air.
Yeah. It's Jimmy.
Yeah, I know. Hey, what's up, Jimmy? My man.
What's going on, fellas? Sorry I missed the show last week and this week.
Well, we missed you, man. How was your play?
The play was great. I mean, I'm sure you guys, I heard you were talking to Neil earlier, so he probably told you how amazing I was.
He did. He said for all the 5 minutes he saw you, you did
exactly
a wonderful
what he
time.
said.
Yeah, I'm a thespian, guys. I don't know if this triggers you.
No, I'm I thought that's what LGBT is. The T is thespian, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So have you been drinking? Are you feeling good? Are you feeling gnarly?
Listen, I mean, I had to pace myself, because I got lines to read.
Yeah.
And or recite, and but let me tell you this, guys.
Here we go.
I just visited Sonic, and everything is good. I got some Frito chili cheese wrappers in the bag next to me, and I'm good, man. And
that's wonderful.
I got a ride, and I'm getting driven home, and it's fucking. Oh, sorry for cussing.
It's okay.
Everything's good. Everything's good. Now, were you guys talking about anything politically tonight?
We did get a little bit political. What did we talk about there? We talked about a little bit impeachment stuff.
The white power sign?
Yeah, we talked mostly about the white power sign of that Army-Navy football game.
Dude, and let me tell you about this, because I was watching that Army-Navy game. I grew up, my dad was an Army vet, and he also was a civilian who worked for the Navy. So I grew up very conflicted. And so I I've always watched the Army Navy game with a lot of excitement, and I saw that. I saw that during the pregame when they were at the ESPN, the pregame, whatever, and I saw those cadets do their upside down symbol, and I said to myself, this isn't going to be good. It's not going to be good for those cadets.
Well, do you think that that we were talking about exactly what the symbol is? So we know that that's a circle game when it's played downward like that. But do you think that if you were to, because it's upside down doesn't mean it's not white power? So like if I was to just stiffen my arm, if I just stiffened my arm and my fingers and I didn't raise it up, would that still be considered a Zig Heil?
I mean, no.
Okay, so maybe we should think about
like
if we're gonna.
pointing your fingers down at the ground. So yeah, that's not a Zig Heil.
Right. So my point is that if you were doing it this way, and of course it's all context when you do it, but if you do it with your palm facing somebody where they actually see the W and the P, okay, I'll give it to you, whatever, right?
So wait, what is it? You're agreeing that a regular old OK sign is racist?
No. I'm just gonna go with that for the sake of the argument. Like, okay, fine.
This is what I'm saying. There's been a major problem with the Army and the Navy and especially the Marines have been having a problem with this, and they've mentioned that it is a serious problem of weeding out white supremacy in the lower ranks of the military.
Jimmy.
Jimmy.
To the armed
There's no getting through
Academy.
to this guy.
That's okay.
And it's a sad goddamn.
Jimmy,
thing.
where did you hear this? That they're having to weed out white supremacism in the lower ranks of the Army, Navy, Marine Corps. Where did you hear this from?
I'm saying that this is in a
But
thing.
I'm asking you where you're hearing this from.
Where am I hearing? I'm hearing this from
Yeah.
commanders that have been making comments about it.
Commander, and through which outlets have you been hearing? Like, do you have direct contact with these commanders, or
Well,
what?
I do know a couple colonels. And
Oh, do you?
I
You know a couple full
colonels,
birds? You know a couple
and
full
I know a
birds?
couple-
He knows a couple corn kernels. Kernels
Yeah.
of popcorn.
Yeah, probably popcorn.
Well, you listen. If these guys were really white supremacists, and this was, we showed that ADL, the Anti-Defamation League, has shown that this is in fact
This is what
a
I'll
hate
tell you.
symbol.
They're probably
Do you
not
think
white
that? Wait a minute, Jimmy. Wait a minute. So, if you think that this is a really racist symbol, that doing this in public is like, and to show that they are white supremacists in the Army. Do you think that they actually really would do that to out themselves, to lose a career? Like,
I think they're dumb. I think if you're a white supremacist, you're probably dumb.
I can agree with you,
And
but
if
you
you're-
don't think
if
that
you're
they're
dumb-
playing a circle game
if you're
at all?
dumb, you're gonna do dumb things.
Well-
and if you're on national freaking television and you flash that shit and you know exactly what it means, and you get kicked out of the freaking Army or Navy Academy.
But
then
this is the
you got
problem we have with
everything
hate
that's coming
speech.
to
This
you.
is the problem we have with hate speech, Jimmy. Some people don't think that that is white power. Some people believe
Yeah.
that that is in fact the circle game.
Well, what I'm telling you is, if you're dumb and you say dumb things, there will be consequences.
But
so
what,
stop being dumb.
dude, no, you're right. I who can disagree with that? But the point is, can you do you believe that these people, like, it's like you say when you talk to me about wearing a MAGA cap, you're like, you know what you're doing when you're wearing that.
Let me tell you this, Los. Do you want
Do
you want somebody that says, "Hey, I hate Filipinos," being a member of the military?
No, but the point is that they're not Nazis. They're playing the circle game. And if they were Nazis,
No.
let's just get this out of the way. If they are Nazis and they're flashing that because they want to out themselves and they want to out themselves as white supremacists in the Navy, in the Army, whatever. Like, if those people, if they exist, I don't want them in the Army. I don't want them defending me. I hate them. But the point is, they're playing the circle game. When it's played down like this, it's an MP. It's not a WP. It's got to be palm at you, and you got to
game's
say,
over, bro.
Hey, no, hang on.
game's over.
Jimmy.
circle game is it's not over, bro. It's
Hey,
it's still played. Go ahead.
Hey, Jimmy, hang on. How you doing? It's Hard Hat over here. You doing good, Jimmy?
I'm all good.
I'm texting with a buddy right now in the show, whatever. He's in the Navy. personally,
In
and
the
I know this guy. I've
Navy.
known this guy for a while, and he says, "quote
He's a squid.
No, hang
I
on,
get it.
Jimmy, hang on,
He's a squid.
hang on, both. I'm gonna mute both of y'all.
All right,
hang on.
Let him go. Let him go.
He says, I've never been around more people that couldn't care less about color being in the military. Like, so
Yeah.
I just really feel, Jimmy, unless, like, none of us, you, me, Carlos, have never served. So, like, we've got no way to even just
you're right.
speak on, like, oh, the military's racist, because none of us have been ballsy enough to go do it. Now, I've got a buddy who is, and he's saying, no, it's a fucking brother. It doesn't matter black, white, yellow, red. Like, that's your fucking brother, man. And
That's
just
your brother.
flashing this fucking signal. It's a fucking game, dude.
God
it's a brotherhood.
forbid. God forgives, brothers don't. That was taken
Yeah,
off a flag,
well,
by the way.
It all sounds good on paper, but
Yeah.
here's the thing: once those guys get sent home and they go back to freaking Arkansas and they hang out with their old racist buddies that wear their hats backwards, drive their fucking Chevy trucks, and drink their Miller Lite.
That's a fucking
and
oversweeping
real fools talk
generalization.
shit about other people of different colors. They get right back into character. And it's a goddamn shame that they don't understand that they fought for the country and they fought for every single person. But there are some people that are in this military that are racist. There's some people that work at the bank that you go to that
Yeah,
are
there
racist.
are some
There's
people,
the
but the
that pack
majority
your
of those
bags.
people of
There's
that
people that pack your bags at the HEB.
are
and you know what?
racist.
They're racist.
Yeah.
And that's a goddamn shame. But when you are in the military and you're wearing that uniform and you go to one of the highest institutions in this country, and I'm talking about West Point, and I'm talking about the Naval Academy, you don't do that shit.
You're right. And I'm pretty sure they like to weed that stuff out. But you're saying there's a problem keeping them out or something. So
Yeah, it's not
saying
like
that
they
pretty
don't
conflicted by
fucking
that.
strip search everybody
That
and
flick-
looking at tattoos and
That flick that
all,
they knew exactly
you know.
what they were doing. And this is the problem, folks. They're not doing it because it's racist anymore. They think it's I support Trump logo. Well, it's a racist logo, and the fact that it's affiliated with Trump means that there's a problem. And shit flows downhill.
well, Jimmy, we'll just have to agree to disagree on that. Because you know, you do have a preconceived notion of somebody
I
that
got derangement syndrome, I guess.
Yep.
well, I don't want to be mean, but yeah. Come on, I was just trying to be nice about it.
But look,
It's okay.
Let's
I
be
love you
honest.
still.
Let's be honest. I was amazing tonight in the play.
I've
And
heard only great reviews.
Anybody that missed it is a dummy, and they probably do the upside down OK sign too. But I want to tell you, next year we're going to do it. Honky Tonk Holidays. It went to benefit the housing opportunities for musicians and entertainers in Austin, and it's a good cause.
Wonderful.
So please go and
Is it
see
going on
what
next
they're
week?
all about at their website, wherever it is. And I love you guys. and
Is
I'll
it
see you guys
is it
next
going on next week? Are you going to be back next week? Is that what's going
Yeah,
on?
I'll be here next week.
What do you mean here? Like where I'm at?
Oh no, I'm in DC. So
Okay,
But
so no Jimmy next week either. Okay, this is gonna be
we
a
don't
good.
have a show next week.
This is a good. What do you mean we don't have a show next week?
I think we're closed. I think the station is closed.
No, station's
But-
open, Jimmy.
We're open. We'll be here. Don't you worry. Another
Okay.
good show in the books. We're about to go to break. Jimmy, do you remember when we did a show completely topless?
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna play us a clip where you talk about fighting Alex Jones and what you would
Yeah.
do. So stick around for that. Jimmy, thanks for calling. We're going to go to
All right.
break. We will be
Love you
back
guys.
in just a couple minutes, you guys. But here's a little clip from Memory Lane from episode 109, Emergency Exit. We'll see you guys in a little bit there.
Still pretty dark for us.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So, good luck, Beebs, in your quest to fight. But you know, if this works, and you can just call somebody out, guess what? I'm texting your man.
Well, you want to think? You think you can?
I
Donald
am,
Trump?
No.
You want to try to throw fists?
No,
with,
not
with
Donald
the Don?
Trump. Not Donald Trump.
What are you, a pussy?
I'm talking to your other man.
Who else is my other man?
You're the guy that you'd love to just serenade.
Tommy Wiseau.
No, the guy
He'd
that
beat your ass,
you
too.
that you if you could have dinner with one celebrity, living, dead or alive.
You talking about Gavin?
No.
Someone called him out and he fought him.
No. I literally can't remember his name off the top of my head right now. But the guy, Alex Jones.
Oh, he's my. He's
Yeah.
he's
I
not my
challenge
guy.
him. I challenge him.
Dude, he totally would fucking kick your ass.
No, not at all.
What?
I would crush him. Crush
There's
you like a bug. I would crush you.
You get in my face with that, I'll beat your goddamn ass, you son of a bitch.
Like one of them DNA manipulated frogs that you find down in the creek over in Waller Creek.
So what will happen once you win or lose? What would? Why
What's
would?
the benefit?
Yeah, what's the benefit?
Well, he'd have to give
What if he beats you?
$50,000 to the charity of my choice.
Okay, what about if he wins? When he wins?
So he wins.
That's it?
That's it.
He just gets to
No,
beat you up.
I
That's
get
it?
No money.
You get he
No
has
money to
donate.
give.
You have to at
I
least
gave at the office.
Would you blow him?
No.
If you lost, you had to blow him. That would be your
No.
What would happen?
No.
He goes, well, he backed out last minute. That's
I would not do that.
I offered him something and he backed out. I'm Alex Jones. And let me tell you something, Jimmy. Jimmy,
Hey,
you're
listen.
one of those
Hold
guys.
On, hold on. Between you and me,
All right.
your impressions tonight. What's going on?
You get in my face for that, I'll beat your goddamn ass there, Jimmy.
Okay, that's a little.
Is that a little better?
Yeah.
All right, Jimmy, let me tell you something, Jimmy.
You know what happened?
I got a little too hyper. I know what it was.
No. You did
A little bit too much male vitality this week.
You tightened the sphincter.
My asshole got a
I
little.
saw it happen.
My butthole.
That's
It's
what you gotta-
definitely the way to play Alex Jones. Now, we're gonna take a quick break here. Get some Infowarsstore.com. We got Millie Weaver coming in second hour.
I'm gonna kick your ass.
Roger Stone coming.
Alex Jones.
By the way, you think you're gonna beat me?
Yeah.
You know what? I practice every freaking day.
What do you practice?
I'm
Eating burritos.
I practice jujitsu. I practice Muay Thai. I fucking practice karate. What the fuck do you think you have?
You know what I practice?
What do you practice?
Shooting mind bullets, bro.
You know, I actually heard about those one time. Those are things for real.
I'm talking
don't
about.
Don't even joke about that. It's real.
I can put you in a mental spell before you even get within a 3-foot perimeter. Okay? I have you on your knees, begging.
All
for
I
me
know
to stop.
is that they're making human hybrids, and they're coming after us.
I can squeeze your brain without using my hands. That's what I'm saying.
I don't believe you.
Yeah.
I believe that more than Eddie Bravo believes in flat Earth.
You know what I might also do, dude?
What?
I might slap you with some THC patches.
Why would you do that?
Because
They're coming after us with THC now?
No.
I fucking called it.
No, because
I'm Alex Jones and they give you schizophrenia.
Alex, there's the first confirmed case of THC overdose in Louisiana. That was
Really?
just reported.
You know, I overdosed on the Joe Rogan show. I don't know if you know that. I smoked a little one too many blunts.
Did you ever do any Colorado River toad?
We licked some toad, yeah. But I don't even need it because I got so much DMT already in me. Like when I'm dreaming, really comes out. Like I don't even need any drugs and I'm already high.
But you only create DMT in your body when you're born and when you're dying. So does that mean that you're on the way out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm Alex Jones. This is Infowars.com. We're going to be right back.
Kick your ass.
Anyways, end scene.
All right, so THC overdose. This is all in the news. This is going to be groundbreaking. All of the anti-marijuana people are going to jump on this. They're saying that this lady down in Baptist Parish, St. John the Baptist Parish, Louisiana,
St. John the Baptist Parish.
overdosed on THC. Do you believe this to be true?
THC. Well, I would like to see the autopsy report. Do you have that?
Well, the coroner is saying, according to the autopsy, they're saying that this 39-year-old woman
Can you search for her name in autopsy?
died as a
Brandon?
result of an overdose of THC, according to the autopsy. By the way, this is written in the article. Like, THC is the main ingredient of cannabis, in parentheses, marijuana. I mean, if you want to know why we're having such a problem with people understanding what the pros and cons, or even just understanding marijuana at all, it's because nobody knows anything about marijuana at all. So, but everybody's got an opinion. So, if you ask me, I think that there are people that need it. So, you should let them have it. Anyway, this is what the coroner said. It looked like it was all THC because her autopsy showed no physical disease or afflictions that were the cause of death. There was nothing else identified in the toxicology, no other drugs, no alcohol. There was nothing else.
See, now this is where we can call some bullshit because, first of all, weed sticks in your system for a month, right? So she could have been completely clean from everything else and probably had a joint 30 days ago and she got hit by a car or something.
Or she just died.
She just mysteriously died.
Don't people just die?
No.
Dude, I watched this show 6 Feet Under, and there was this guy that, he got dressed, put on a suit, he went out to the garage, and he opened up the door and got in the car, his nice Sunday driving car, and drove to the funeral home, and then took a letter out from his coat and put it on the dash, and then he just folded his arms and laid back, and he died, just like that. And in the letter was instructions on how to handle his funeral and to check for their services. He just decided to die that day.
Is he old man? You said
it was in a TV show.
Oh, it was a TV show.
Yeah.
Well,
that
that's
could
one
probably
way to go.
happen. That can probably happen. She probably just decided to die.
Yeah, some people decide to die. What was that story that came out where the government knew that this chick was going to kill herself and she did it anyways, and they could have stopped her, but they didn't?
Because they were surveilling her phone or something?
Yeah, something like that.
So were they found liable?
I don't know. I just sort of read read headlines.
Look, the way I see
fuck.
it, there's certain things, if you're a journalist and you're watching something like that happen, if somebody's life is self-destructing and they're about to die or kill themselves, I think you're supposed to just let it happen. That's like watching a gazelle getting run down by a lion. The journalistic code is to just see and not interfere, right?
Yeah. It's like the Good Samaritan law. You got to do something, right?
Yeah.
That's what the whole last couple episodes of Seinfeld's about. Them not stopping a robbery, a little mugging, if you will. Anyways.
Have you been watching any of the World Cup?
No.
Okay, tomorrow is the United States game. They're playing tomorrow.
You had me at America.
United States women's team.
Hey, that's right. Welcome back, y'all. That was a unique episode of Emergency Exit there. I can't remember exactly what we talked about. We definitely didn't talk about the fact we weren't wearing T-shirts, and we're still not going to this day. But let's get into some funny videos straight from Reddit. This one is called Improvised Weapon. And this one doesn't have any sound, but this is quite a brilliant move if you've got a kid. If you are in a fight and there's a kid with you, you might want to take a couple cues from this. Here, go ahead and can you play that there? Here we go. So someone spits. This woman right here swings the baby. Swings. Go ahead and play that again. She swings the baby.
She swung that kid.
Swinging the baby.
Wait, take it back. Take it back.
Just
She just used her kid.
She flings more kids than Michael Jackson. That's right. Let's get to the next one. So this is one of those, let's guess who gets knocked out. Of course, I can't guess. But Brandon, let's play a couple seconds of this next one. We'll pause it, number 2. And we'll pause it, and you guess. And I'll go ahead and I'll go against the other guy,
so
okay?
I'm going to have to guess who gets knocked out.
That's right.
Man, I kind of like these ones, honestly.
Me
When you're
too.
Guess who it is.
All right, let's see. So first of all, we've got So we've got a guy that's got no shirt and a guy that's got an orange shirt. If you were to pick one of these two gents, who you pick to get knocked out? Who's getting knocked out?
Dude, it's always the dude with no shirt.
Always the dude with no shirt.
With no shirt gets knocked out.
All right, get ready to pause.
Here we
go ahead and play
just
that.
Tell me when.
Big punches coming. Big swing. Stop.
Oh, I might be wrong. Homeboy's getting slammed.
He's
but
slamming
I don't
him
know,
hard.
Dude. It's still like he was throwing some hands.
He was throwing
some hands.
Let's
You
go ahead
ready?
and continue on.
I'm still staying with no shirt. No shirt gets knocked out.
No shirt gets knocked out.
What the fuck?
He got knocked the hell out. He is laid out. Go ahead and play that again, and just listen.
Top of him.
Listen for this sound.
Let's
of
listen
his
to
head
these punches.
head
Here we
hitting.
go. Here we go.
Heavy hand.
Oh!
Did you hear that thump?
Dude, he slammed homeboy.
Thump him one more time.
Thinking, oh, you want to do it one more?
Thump
One more
again.
again?
Just
One more
listen for the
again?
thump of him hitting
All
right
Here
here.
we go. Here we go.
It's gonna hit right here where my finger's at.
Oh!
What the fuck?
Man.
That- if you
man,
guys don't
when
know wrestling moves, that is a DD terrific way to lose a fight there. Thank you very much.
Like right in the front of his head, just thunk, and is out.
Yeah, he really he was gonna win that. He had that suplex was about to happen. He's about to slam him down, but the guy hooked around, guillotined him in a way, and just drilled him right into the floor. And that is not a good way of getting knocked out. That's a horrific way of getting knocked out. Let's see. This series, it's a pretty weird video. So I watched it at first, and then there's some backstory that needs to happen. But I think it's best if we watch what happens here first. And it escalates kind of quickly here. So this guy just got a bunch of straws or something thrown at him. He's on his phone. This guy was so off it. He puts on his hat.
He's gonna fuck somebody up.
And he's going behind the counter. And there, look at, she's stabbing him with the broom. So he's
What's going on?
I don't know exactly, but look, now he's pushed over the pastries, pushing over everything that's on the counter, and starts ripping out the card readers. Super strong. He takes one more throw, throws something back. Peace out.
Wow.
Now that's the end of that one. This was a weird one. I was like, what the heck is going on? Now apparently someone stole his food when he asked the nice young women in the back, the women of color there, to remake it. They called him a pussy. So I guess some people stole his food, like I said, and the women were like, go and get it. Don't be a pussy. And he's like, those guys are big, mean gentlemen that have nothing but ill intentions. I don't think I'm going to go after that. And they called him a pussy. He stood there, and she threw something at him, and he went berserk. Maybe just don't do that to people. As our good friend Jimmy Preston would say, don't be an asshole. Let's go to the next one here. This one is called, I just need one hit of my cigarette before I watch this. 2, 3, 4. Hi. He was punching a few times. It's like, what? Let me just hit this real quick.
Oh!
Play that one more time. Wow. And then I want you to scroll down to, after this, scroll down to the comments for a little bit. So he took comments. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He sort of rolled into those last few ones.
Yeah.
And then Kia.
Oh, yeah, he did hit the cigarette.
He said, I'm just going to hit this real quick. And Kia! Now, there's some ones about Asian Letterkenny. I thought maybe we can read them if they're still there. Let's see here. I can't read them very well. There it is, Asian Wayne coming to Letterkenny.
The toughest guy in Letterkenny.
Speaking of which, I had one. First of all, let's watch this. This is a very high quality fight video, and I think of Wayne. As a matter of fact, now that I'm thinking about it, there's Wayne. This is Texan Wayne. And if you guys are from Austin, you guys might remember this street. It's after 4 and 5, but before 7. Well, I wonder which one it is. Check this one out. This is like the most high quality video you've ever seen. Look at this. Isn't this amazing? And there's Wayne. He's got the shirt on. He said, apologize.
Apologize
Apologize to Katie. Don't hit me, dude.
Here we go. Wait for it. Wait for it.
Why'd you call her a bitch?
And he's got a buddy over there.
Why'd you call her a bitch?
I didn't call her. I didn't do anything.
Does Marcellus Wallace look like a bitch? Homeboy's trying to hug him.
I'm sorry that you had to hear that, but not from me. So I think you just get off on the thought of each other. Walk away.
I'm going to come over there and talk to you.
Nope, don't. He's trying to touch him or something.
Oh.
Here it comes.
Want me to fucking do it?
You want me to fucking do it, bud? I'll fucking rip her one, man. Oh,
Damn!
Kia!
Hang on, let's take that back. Let's take that back.
Let's go back
It
a little
didn't
bit
look like
there.
he even hit him very
Barely
hard.
touched him.
All right.
Well,
so
when you
that
have a
was-
glass jaw.
Yeah, you got a point. Somebody have a puka shell necklace? Is that what that is?
I don't know. It's probably silver.
Dude, he barely hit him.
And so look, his homeboy's like, oh no, I'm gonna get in that. And look at how calculated this guy's
Dude!
punches is.
My man.
He's just like,
And he just walk away. Oh, he wants
he
some
like
up?
he doesn't just
Want some
swing
up?
at him, dude. He doesn't just swing his arms. They have a plan. Each one of those. Oh, he missed that one though. And the
Now
cops,
he's just
the
Oh,
cops are coming. Like they're running after
Oh,
him.
they're gonna chase his ass down.
Now this is a little shaky, but I'll tell you a little bit more about this this channel here in a second.
Wow, they're pursuing him.
He's really trying to. He's got his like $2,000 camera out there with
Dude,
him.
that's a good cam. Hey, you know that's an iPhone.
That is not an iPhone.
That's an iPhone.
Whoa.
Where is it? Oh, I think that's coming from.
Yeah, you're making me feedback.
Those are my headphones.
Anyways, so this guy makes these videos and he's got a channel on YouTube. It's called Texas Street Fights TV. So it's TX Street Fights TV. And so here's one he made visually capturing the beautiful downtown culture we all know and we love. But it's great because he goes out there and he's got this great camera and he's able to film some great fights. And it seems like, although everything I've watched, I don't think I didn't take a really deep dive, but everything in there is from downtown Austin. I think we need to get this guy on the show, and we're reaching out. But I feel bad for using his stuff, but we're not getting a dime out of this. And this one's crazy as hell. This one was featured on KView.
Dude, that's a good camera.
Get the mouse out of the way so we got a nice clear thing. Did you see that? Go back. Yes, you heard gunshots.
Yeah, I was like, what's
Look. Get this gun.
Oh, shit.
And starts shooting at the thighs, man.
He's shooting legs.
He's like, running this way. I said, I think I'm going to go this way here, or that way. Here goes weaves flying, titties flying. It's a good time in downtown Austin. Anyways, Texas Street Fights TV. He made he made a video about a month ago, so I assume he's still making them. You know, it's not like fights happen every night in downtown. I think they actually do. I think if you sit around long enough, you'll find them. The fuck was that?
I don't know.
Anyways, let's keep going. We got a few minutes left here. This one is called Horsing Around. This is a good one. This is a nice, wholesome one. You know, a kid hanging out on his. I think it's if you were ever a kid. If you were ever a kid, I'm sure you were a kid before. But I remember when I was growing up, there was this guy that would come around maybe once a year, and he'd have his horse or a pony, right? His horse or a pony, and he'd charge a few bucks for you to sit there and ride on it. And I think he sold pictures. But check this out. It's just like that. Isn't that sweet? Nice, beautiful horse. You know, look at that. It's a party out here.
Look at Rashawn. What you say, Rashawn?
What's up, Rochelle? What's up, girl? That's the last time.
he got away.
That's the last time we ever saw him.
Oh!
Oof! Play that again. Well, at least to when he hits that car, man. That he really rips on that car. Go for it a little bit.
That horse got away, man.
Look
It'll
at
get there.
Rashawn. What you say, Rashawn?
Listen.
Ooh!
Poor kid, poor kid, poor kid, poor kid. You know, speaking of kids getting hit by cars or cars hitting kids, let's go to somebody else. What'd you say?
I don't like where this is going.
Oh, this one's not safe for work. This is a woman gets run over. It's pretty dark too. But you know me finding the creepiest videos on the internet here. It's just how we do. It's just how we do. Oh, I've got a few.
Oh, damn. Oh. Oh, she tried to run the bit. Oh, God.
Oh, she is run over. And look at.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, she's okay. She's getting up.
right.
No big deal.
Oh, shit.
She sounds hurt.
Oh, my God.
I think you should zoom in.
Oh, I didn't need to see that.
Look at it, dude. The knee is broken.
Oh,
She is. Oh,
Damn.
oh.
yeah. Well, man versus car.
Damn.
Car always wins. Just get out of the way.
I mean,
break the windows
what
and
good
run.
do you think is gonna come from doing that?
Well, at least just I mean, if you're that angry and you need to break windows, but do that and get out of the way of the car.
Yeah,
just
don't
throw your
stand
throw your
immediately in
rocks.
front of it.
Because what else do you expect is going to happen? You know,
Car's gonna win every time.
Car's going to win. Okay,
Every time. You ready for
let's
the next
see. This one is getting into the music. Oh yeah. Sometimes I feel this way when I listen to songs.
one? Oh man, dude, and it just hits you. Oh, she's feeling it, dog.
This is my jab. This is my jab. Okay.
Straight up fucking
She
baracho.
was so into that.
Damn, she was feeling it. That was coming from somewhere in her heart, man.
Well, you know, when you have feelings, man, you know, you might have feelings for songs.
I think I've had those.
I've got a
in the
video here
past.
where a student has got feelings for a teacher. Maybe. But a student defends
I've
a
seen
teacher
those
in
videos.
this fight here. This is another public freakout. I think it's actually part of fight porn. I also look on that subreddit. Some choice gems in there. You like people want to get knocked out, go to fight porn. Couple dudes fighting in class. Oh, guy in red swings a little too hard and hits the teacher.
Oh!
And one of the A students definitely threw an A punch. Hey man, no
He
fighting.
punked both of them.
fucking teacher, nigga.
Oh.
Chill your shit, nigga.
Okay, well the teacher's like, "Thank you, Darnell, but cool it with the N-word, you know. I mean, you're so good."
He just fucking hit you. That's not cool.
That's not cool. We were learning arithmetic. All right, let's get out of that one. So we saw a nice little knockout by some youngsters, but maybe we should see some old school knockout. You know, we're talking about some old timers just doing it, just being amazing. And if you ever get in a fight with it, or at least if you ever watch two old men fighting, stop and turn your phone horizontally like this and get a video going. Come on, please get a video. And if you're Texas Street Fights TV, I want to see some of this here. All right, we are again on the streets of whatever. And we've got two older gentlemen squaring up. You know, pumping their elbows a bit.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay.
Doing some swinging. Okay.
In New York.
Oh no, what happened to our camera?
They too old for this, man. Oh. Oh, woo! There you go. There you go.
All right, that's fine. I'll switch
There
it
you go.
to.
There you go. Let him go. Let him go. Oh. Let him chill on the floor.
Nope, we lost it. Oh, there it
Chill on the floor, baby. Woo!
Sorry about that.
That boy woozy. Tell him to lay down. Keep him down. Tell him to stay down. Tell him to stay down.
Oh, we
Tell him
missed
to
the
stay
knockout.
down.
Anyways,
Stay
we got all
down.
tied
Stay
into
down, boy.
what was going on over here. Let's see. We've got 4 minutes left, so let's play some more videos. What else I got? Where were we just at? We were at 12. What is the next one? Oh, this one's got some hard R's in it, but let's go and watch it because it's it's got some hard R's in it. Hard R's. I don't talk this way, but
Who's a bitch?
You're a bitch.
What'd you say about me though?
You're a bitch, nigger.
Okay then.
Stop acting like a soft-ass, pussy-ass bitch.
What I'm acting like?
A soft-ass, pussy-ass bitch.
Alright, I'm acting like that.
okay.
Man up, Cupcake. Man up, Cupcake. Pull up your fucking socks. Nigger.
Ooh. Okay. Racist marks aside, that thing is hideous.
Wow.
Oh, gross. Pull up your socks. She says, "What is that supposed to mean? Bend over and take it?" I don't quite understand.
Link for wrestling. Go to 14.
Oh, that should be the link. Yeah. Go to 14. This one's called Backyard Wrestling, and I used to do a little bit of backyard wrestling. I wasn't this bold because I knew that if you jump off a roof, you're probably going to hurt yourself, much like the video we're about to watch here. It says, "Do not try at home."
Oh, dude. Oh! Homeboy broke his tailbone.
You guys okay?
This guy, the guy that got slammed, probably just got the wind knocked out of him. This guy fell right on his coccyx. Is that how you say the
Coccyx.
Okay, dude,
coccyx? His tailbone. And that is not a pleasant move. Oh, Jesus. All right, let's see here. We've got...
Running out of time.
we got 2 minutes left. Let's play this last one here. It's called Make Jews Cry. Black Israelites taunt a Jew in New York. So we talked a little bit about the black Hebrew Israelites. They're real mean dudes. A bunch of them called Corn Pop in there. And this is going to be our last video for the night. So let's get it on there, Brandon. What's going on? What's taking you so long?
Hey,
Fuck.
man, hey.
Come on, man. Jesus. Just kidding.
It's loading.
You know who the Holocaust?
Are you saying the Holocaust is a joke?
It's a joke.
That's right. That's right.
That's right.
Hell, Hitler.
Don't you
The
dare.
Holocaust is a damn joke. The Holocaust is a joke. Hitler, yeah, cry, white boy. Heil Hitler. You don't understand.
Look at this guy crying.
You ain't gonna do it. You ain't gonna do a damn thing.
That's horrible, man.
6 million
Play that again.
of the
You gotta-
Holocaust.
Are you saying the Holocaust is a joke?
It's a joke.
That's right.
That's right.
Don't you dare.
Heil Hitler.
Don't you
The
dare.
Holocaust is a damn joke. The Holocaust is a joke. Hitler, yeah, cry, white boy. Heil
Look at him
Hitler. You don't understand nothing. We ain't gonna do it. You ain't gonna do a damn thing.
I mean, the Jews right, man. Those I don't know about ancient history. I'm not someone that knows or is an authority on that stuff, but I don't know. The black Hebrew Israelites. Those guys are crazy. They say every known white guy in history is actually a black guy. They're pretty animate about it, by the way, too. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. It's been another episode of Emergency Exit Podcast. We will be back next year. I will be back to next week. No Jimmy, of course. Sorry, I thought he was going to be back. I lied. I didn't lie. I just did. I was misinformed. There's Brandon over here. You guys.
Right in front of me.
Right. That's right.
I'm
Boom,
watching
right there.
Watching you. Right there. I see you. I see you.
Anyways, if you guys like our content, we have a website. It's emergencyexitpodcast.com.
Step to the side.
Let's see. Our email address is emergencyexitpodcast@gmail.com. So just remember, be cool to everybody out there. Don't be an ace-hole, as Jimmy would say. So, really just we got 20 more seconds here. We've had a lot of fun. What else? I'm on Twitter at That's Right Los. What about you? You're on Flying Zombie.
Flying Zombie?
Stupidest
I
thing in
never
the
check
world.
it, but yeah, send me
It's
something.
right there. Anyways.
I won't see it, but yeah.
For
send it.
Brandon the Heart Mitchell, I'm Los saying, that's right.